Hey everyone, so I'm back again with another video. This time around I have some comic book pickups to share with you guys. Now I know it's been a while since I've uh, picked up some comic books. I just haven't really had the time, and typically when I go to a comic book store I end up buying just tons and tons of comics. So I've been kind of avoiding it, but I have picked up a few from a couple of different locations. So basically, here's what I got. Now, one day at the Value Village that I usually go to, I saw that they had a couple of comics packaged together, two comics together for $2.99, and I looked through all of the comics that they had there just in the hope that I would find more of these, but in fact, there was only just the one, which is kind of sad, but oh well, what can you do? I saw this here. It's the Tangent Comics Tangent Superman's Reign. The deal with this is that Tangent and DC sort of had this, I suppose you can call it a crossover, where they made their own versions of DC comic book characters, but this one here I feel is like an actual proper sort of crossover where their versions of these characters are also existing alongside the DC Comics versions of the characters. Anyways, I haven't really looked that much into it. I'm only aware that they sort of exist, and I wanted to get into them, but I just haven't been able to really find issues of these comics. And the other one that was packaged with it was issue number 174 of Robin. This one seems to have been the most recent series, right before the what do you call it again? The sort of DC New 52 sort of reboot. I guess that's what I'll call it. Anyways, the next two comics that I got, I found them at a BMV Books, and I only grabbed them because the art style seemed a little ridiculous, and also the name of this series sort of caught me. It's for mature readers, and it's by Drawn and Quarterly. Well, sort of published by Drawn and Quarterly. And it's a series called Slutburger. Sorry about the glare there. But yeah, Slutburger. And I got issue number 3 and issue number 4. It's just the sort of art aesthetic of these ones here sort of interested me, and also the content of it is definitely mature and not for sort of everyday reader. I didn't necessarily like the content as much as I sort of enjoyed looking at it. It's just, it was very visually appealing, and it's sort of, I forget what the art style is exactly, but kind of like, think of like a typical Picasso painting later on, not like an early example of his artwork. But it was just very interesting to me, and I thought, you know what, why not give it a shot? Just to give you guys an example without opening it up really, there's one character. Now, it doesn't look like this all the way through. It's just got these moments where it sort of becomes like that. But for the most part, it looks kind of like, if you've seen the TV show Daria from the late 90s, early 2000s, kind of looks like that. Comparable to that, at least. Next up is a series that I wasn't even aware was being made, and I definitely got to it a little bit too late, and I haven't been able to track down number 1 yet, and I believe they are on issue number 5 or 6 now. It's issue number 2 of Fight Club 2. Now, if any of you out there know more about this, please let me know, because I know very, very little about it. Now, the last one that I want to share with you guys, I've known about for some time. It's been out for a couple of months, but I've had a very hard time finding it because it's very difficult to track down. Basically, it's gone into several reprints already. All the issues are really hard to track down. I'd seen volume issue number 2 in a thrift store, and I should have picked it up, but I left it there. This one here is, I forget which printing this is. Maybe the 3rd or 4th printing of it. Could be a couple printings after that. It's issue number 1 of Chrono Knots. Basically, if you can assume by the design of the cover there, seeing as how it's Back to the Future style, you will understand that it is a sort of time travel comic. Basically, the story goes that this guy invents a time machine, or a method for time travel. He and his friend go and test it while it's being broadcast live on television, and stuff goes wrong, and he has, basically the guy who invented it gets sort of in trouble, and his friend has to go back into it and sort of bring him back, but crazy stuff ensues. And this is definitely going to be very big, and I should have gotten into it sooner, but it's been about the last 2 months or so that I've been trying to find it, but just now recently found it. Anyways, those are the comics that I got. As always, leave comments in the comment section below. Anything you'd like to say, questions, suggestions, ideas, anything at all, just leave it in the comment section, and I'll get back to you as soon as I possibly can. Check out my Facebook, Twitter, and website. They're all linked in the description below, and that's it. See ya.